615 BNA. We got that fly DNA. It's our Deli and Foundations. And we appreciate your patience. Don't bring trouble around my way.
Welcome to MC2MC podcast. I'm your lovely host, Faldito.
What's good, y'all? My name is Adeli.
It's your boy, Superb. And today we have the wonderful, the magical, the beautiful. All right, no, I'm sorry. We got Stephcynie on the stage, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show, Stephcynie. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
How you really feeling, though? How you really doing?
Amazing.
Okay. You know, we got to ask an independent artist how they really feeling.
Oh, yeah. Life is good.
That's what's up. All day.
So, let's get right into it. You from Houston. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know. So, tell me a little bit about that. Like, how long were you in Houston?
For 8 years, 9 years.
Okay, so until you were like 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
Did
No.
you go back? Wait.
So I was from 9 to like 17, 18. 8, 9 to 17, 18.
Do you claim Houston, or you claim Nashville, or you claim New York? Because I know you've been in New York too.
My family lives in Houston, so I'm gonna claim Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I saw Houston to New York to Nashville.
Yeah.
In the bio, so I was just trying to make sure.
I feel like I've spent an equal amount of time in all the places. I left out California because I also was there.
Oh, you was in California. Okay, of course. Yeah, you've been to every major city.
Yeah.
What was it? Zodiac? What are you?
I'm a
Scorpio,
Sagittarius. Oh yeah, Scorpio Sag, like right on the cusp. Yeah.
So you just be just adventuring.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
hopping
all
through
over the
portals
place.
and okay.
Yeah, hopping teleporting.
Yes.
So what brought you from Houston to New York City?
School.
School.
So I went to the new school for jazz and contemporary music. Yeah.
So how
and then
was
I
that?
stayed. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, loved
I had
it.
a question on that actually. I saw you had a BFA. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Bachelor.
Okay.
It's a
That's what I
bachelor's of fine arts. Yeah.
Oh, we learned something new. Fax machine.
New things.
That's what a BFA is, guys.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Go get your
Nah,
BFAs.
I'm educated. All right. How long did it take to get that? What was the process of getting that?
4 years. You know, I don't spend a whole lot of time, but
Okay.
it's like normal. It's like normal college, except we did music all the time, and music was the priority. So my general ed classes were very, just super basic. Like I didn't have to take any math classes. I took music theory, and then my philosophy class was like a poetry class. Like it was just like really artsy stuff. Like all of the normal stuff you would take, they just replaced it with like art versions.
You learn about Shakespeare and all that
Yeah.
Like a Renaissance lady.
Yeah, for real. I mean, even your parents did like acting and modeling. And all. They dipped and dabbed in different stuff.
Oh,
so
all
you're
over
a
the
Renaissance
place.
baby. Yeah,
I am.
Yeah,
Renaissance baby.
It's in my blood.
yeah, that's what's up.
The Renaissance baby grew to the Renaissance lady.
Freestyle.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. So do you get inspired about the Harlem Renaissance and stuff like that that went down in New York and stuff like that?
Yeah, that stuff was really when I learned about it, I was like, oh dang, I should have lived then. You know what I mean?
I feel like that sometimes. I feel like I should live in the past life, like where they dress fashionable
all
the
day?
time,
Like
all
just to
day.
go outside?
Just to go outside, go to the store, just put on a suit and tie. You know what I'm saying?
I think about that when I'm out and about and people are in their pajamas. I'm like, oh, once upon a time, this was unacceptable.
No, now we in yoga pants, like
Yeah.
But I feel like right now is the perfect time for the second Renaissance. You know,
That-
2020, everybody's minds are opening and
Reset.
the truth is coming to light and stuff like that. So I think now's the time.
I agree.
I think Nashville is gonna bring that to the forefront.
I think that's very true. The Renaissance. What is your take on the Nashville like scene here? Like, I mean, every artist has different opinions. Like, do you feel like the music scene here is pretty unified? Do you feel like it's like clicky? What do you feel like could like take the Nashville scene to the next level? I know we're gonna get into the juicy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Just give me a little preface. You know what I'm saying?
I think it depends. So there's so many different types of music here and so many different vibes. So within each genre of music, I feel like all the communities are very supportive. So like the country community, they go hard for each other. Yeah. The hip hop community goes hard for each other. R&B community. Crossing it is a little tricky. I feel like the hip hop and R&B communities are more unified. The country community kind of, they just be over it.
Yeah, they on their own hill.
They might mess with pop a little bit.
Yeah,
but
a little bit, but not even a lot. Because some of the pop people here, you know, I'll be in writing sessions and stuff. If it's a country session, that makes a country session. Like, people are not.
Straight country.
You're not getting invited. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But, like, pop sessions, they'll be like, oh, yeah, come through, you know?
Yeah, it's open, more open.
Yeah, so
it's
the
pretty
country,
big.
they're very, like, protective.
So it's exclusive, huh?
Like the mafia.
Almost. I feel like, because even to break through in country in Nashville, it's like there's certain gatekeepers you have to know. Like, everyone I know who's like starting to, that's independent, that kind of crosses over, they'll say the same names of the people that they connect with.
You got your people, just like hip hop. Like, you got your Leor, you got your Julie Green, you got your people you go to, like Rick Rubin. They open the gate for you, and you're like, oh, how did he get so hot that fast? Because he knows.
You got that cosign.
Yep, that's all you need is a good cosign. I think that's what Nashville needs, a good cosign. You know, I mean, we got Memphis, kind of like our cousin. You know what I'm saying, over there, and they kind of like do a lot of music right now that's taking over the game. It's kind of cosigning Nashville. Like, come on, let's go.
Yeah. Nashville's I'm starting to read more coming out of Nashville that's not just country. So I think people are slowly starting to be like, oh, it's not just a country music town.
It's a little bit of everything. It's multifaceted.
Yeah, but it's been a country music town for so long that people are still like, that's country. You go to Nashville for country, and it's like, nah, there's so much coming out
so
of
many
Nashville.
gems here.
And killing.
Everybody got their own style and doing their thing right now.
I made a playlist of just Nashville artists, and I was listening to it the other day on Shuffle. And it was dope. Like, there were no bad songs. I was like, the mixes, the mastering, like
different
the
genres.
song. Yeah, and it was just like a smorgasbord of music. And I didn't feel like skipping any of it. And I was like, see, this is Nashville.
Yeah, it's Nashville.
Well, that's why our baseball team is called the Nashville Sounds. There's more than one sound.
Exactly.
We need to bring that to the forefront.
Yes.
It is truly Music City. People going to find that out real quick.
They are. Very, very soon. Especially because of the pandemic. Everybody's been incubating in the house and, like, creating. And once people can get out, it's going to be like, oh, shoot, where did all this come from?
Exactly.
It's been here.
It
So
is.
what do you think it's going to take to, like, break down the walls? When we going to get real experimental?
I think just more people putting out really good content, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of good music out there, but the content side, you have to, you know, and that's just the time we live in. Your videos and how you're presenting yourself on social media, and the more people that are gaining that attention that say they live in Nashville, more people are going to be like, oh, shoot, we need to look into Nashville more because they've got stuff going on.
So what advice would you give, like, independent artists? 'Cause I know you do pay to play, right?
I do.
Yeah, you're the creator, right?
Yeah, I
pay
am.
to play. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want, after you break down what artists could do and some advice, I want you to break down pay to play and what it does for independent artists.
Yeah, I think independent artists should focus on really solid content, and whatever that means for you. There's so many ways you can do it. Like, if you have a budget, you know what I mean? Even if it's a small budget, you know, putting like someone who has a great camera and has a good eye on like a small retainer, you know what I mean? So that they can capture stuff and like direct it and stage it. Or if you don't do that, you get your iPhone or your like really good camera phone and just like make up really cool creative stuff. Think outside of the box, not just the normal talking into the camera kind of stuff, but like, you know, make up a story and, you know, make it interesting. And then you put your music into that. So then it's like, oh, one of my good friends just released a single, and she did something cool yesterday that I was like, that's a good idea. She did a Instagram live where she invited everyone who's been listening to her song to come, and she would just randomly let them join the conversation and talk to them. And this one girl is like a super fan of hers. Wow. And she cried. Like, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you selected me to talk. And they talked for like 5 minutes, and she was like, I love you so much. And like, I love what you're doing. And I was like, yo, this is fire. And there were only like 20 people on there.
But
I was like, if she keeps doing that,
consistency,
yeah,
yes, wins the race.
Just she gets more fans and she's actually talking to them. I'm like, that's something on an independent level before people know you. Then you're having people connect with you on that level and they rock with you all the way to the top. Yeah.
I think the slow pace, getting the fans slowly, and not just like trying to like get the streams, because we go for the streams, like the numbers, but that's not important because you can't buy tickets with numbers.
No,
you know what I'm
but you have that one-on-one connection where it's like, oh, I talked to Foundation on Instagram and he was dope. He's doing a show, I'm there.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Connection.
Yeah.
So what is Pay to Play for artists that don't know?
Pay to Play is a music festival that is designed to help independent artists develop their live show to be more professional looking. So I feel like I've run into a lot, even in myself, when I'm performing, you kind of just take what you can get, right? So it's like, oh, this venue wants me to perform here, I'm there. But that venue has whack lighting, the sound sucks, you know what I mean? And so then, yeah. And so then you get people who are there who are fans or who like your music, and they're capturing it on their phones and they're posting it, or you get like one of your friends to take video, but then you get it back and that mug is whack. And so then you're trying to book shows and, promoters and venue people are like, oh, send me something of you live. And it's like this whack video. So I'm like, okay, we need to create a platform for artists where they can perform and that mug looks fire.
Yes.
And so we have full lighting team, a production team that like will sit down with the artist and like actually help you build out a show.
Wow.
So that you can get good video and sound from the board. We're mixing that stuff and like allowing you to have that so you can go forward and book shows and actually be like, you should pay me for this, and be able to confidently say, I can't do this unless you pay me. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the thing. And I have just from touring with artists on all levels, independent artists and those who are signed, who do get paid, that's the common denominator that's missing, is like everyone who is getting those checks have a production. And so it's more than just having good music. It's more than just having good stage presence. Like, you have to have something that is visually pleasing, that people want to buy into. And more importantly, the people who have the dollars that are like, oh, I can promote this, I can market this, I can get people to come to this because this looks dope.
Right.
So that's what Pay to Play is.
I think it's a lot of people's first impression too. So like you said, if it's like a whack stage, like not really any effort placed in it, people are gonna see that and attach that artist to that venue. So that's not really fair to that artist that might be going a lot harder for themselves than it appears.
Yeah, I think one of the people that kind of inspired me on the independent level was Toby Nwigwe, who all of his aesthetics, when he made that decision, have been fire. So then when he started touring, that was fire too. Like, his first joint was fire. And so, he's from Houston.
Houston got some beautiful
He's
gems
actually
out there,
my
man.
my best friend is Nigerian, and so like their families like know each other. So
Oh,
that's like,
dope.
really cool.
Is he Nigerian too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
Dope.
why. They all know each other.
So I know when he first kind of got started that, it wasn't on some like, I have buku bucks to be doing all this stuff. Like, he literally got his tribe of people together and created a high quality consistency. And I think that is what, as an independent artist, you have to do, because when you really think of artists who are signed to major management or artists who are signed to major labels, the quality of their content, the quality of their music is so much higher.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
And that's what's separating the people. So that's why
true.
I created Pay to Play, so we could bridge that gap.
Yes, it's almost like a EPK handed to you.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Yeah, it's like
and you get paid. You get paid to make a EPK.
That's amazing, man. Y'all check out Pay to Play.
Yes, please.
That thing was fun, man.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, that was.
That's why you got the interview, the whole crew there.
All the artists.
Yeah, that was shouts out to Pay to Play. Shouts out DJ Phillips. Shouts out
Kelly
Bash
Bash.
Rap. Yeah, Kelly Bash. Larissa J. Yeah. Abigail Rose too.
Yeah, Abigail Rose. Okay, so who are the artists? Some artists you're working with in the city or outside the city that you're really excited about, like collabs?
So I have a collaboration coming out with S-Rap in
Dope.
November.
Shout out to S-Rap.
Shout out to S-Rap.
Yeah, that's my accountability coach for Career Colors.
I've been working with a lot of writers, so not so much artists that are like in the front. But I'm excited about working with some of them and the music that's coming out of working with them. So
Dope.
Well, I saw that you work with like some Tony Award winners and
yeah.
Hall & Oates, like Christopher Cross. Oh
Christopher
my
Cross,
gosh.
yeah. I just talked to
Hall
him
& Oates.
yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You out
legit
here,
out here, man.
superstar out here, man. Let's
Tell me
go.
about that Hall & Oates though. I'm curious about that.
So it was actually just John, but we did a performance with him at the Ryman
Wow.
3 years ago. And it was just like, he got on stage and he was like, we're going to do this song. And I was like, okay. And we sang a few of his songs. And it was me and two of my girlfriends that we were doing background vocals. So
Did he do Man Eater?
he did.
Yeah. You got a hit. You got a hit like a hit Netflix show, right? That you're on too.
Oh, yeah. Insatiable?
Yes. Yes.
That was fun. That was my first placement. So I cried.
Nice.
When I got it,
I mean,
I
you
was
got to
like,
sync like you. I feel like your voice could be to a lot of like commercials or movies and shows. You just got that voice and this. You know,
That's the
you
goal.
make that type of music though. It's like motivation too as well. So
I mean, honestly, if you're an independent artist, that's like how you can get paid and still do your art freely, is if you can tap into the licensing dollars.
yes, syncing and licensing.
Yeah,
is
because
the
that's
goal.
like money while you sleep. It just comes in.
Mailbox
and,
money.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can be like, okay, I'm going to work on this project. And you don't necessarily have to be like, oh, I got to go to a 9 to 5 or, you know,
No, I
that
feel
kind
that.
of stuff. So
No.
Yeah, you got some sync sounding music. That
sync me, please.
that best life. That best life.
I know. I need
can
that
see
to be
that.
in something.
That's some
Please.
sync money right there. I can see that on like
Yes.
Let's go.
like a Dove soap commercial or something like that. or-
Dove.
Yeah, I can see
They're like
that.
dancing
That's
in the
hard.
Yeah,
bathroom.
like you know what I'm saying, like for real.
Yeah, dancing on
Dreamer
washing
too.
up.
That Dreamer too.
Yeah, I
That-
like Dreamers too.
Dreamers,
That was
amazing.
a motivational song.
Yeah.
Talking about
What was
motivational.
the influence of that? It kind of remind me of like Whitney Houston. Like,
Ooh.
was
That's
it
always a compliment.
every kind of one? What's that song?
Every
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That kinda
yeah.
give me
Shaka
that
Khan
vibe.
type of
Yeah,
vibe
that
too.
kinda
Yeah.
vibe.
That song is funny. So the producer that I worked on that with, her name is Paige Blue.
Shouts out Paige Blue.
Shout out Paige. She's amazing. She's killing it. But she is signed to Downtown Music Publishing, and so she gets all of these briefs, you know what I mean? And I had a session with her, and I came in and she was like, so I just got this brief that came in today and they want like a motivational song. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. And so the way we work together is she makes her beats and I write while she's making them. So she started, with the, bam, bam, bam. And I was just like, oh, yeah. And so the way I write is really weird when I'm in sessions.
Yeah.
I write silently. So, like, your music will be playing, and I'll just be on my laptop, and I'll just be... And by the time you're done with your track, I have a whole song. And so people are like...
Genius.
No, not really, but
You don't gotta say it out loud.
it's funny
crazy.
because so she was like, okay, what do you got? And I was like, okay, start it from the top. And so I sang it down and she was like, oh yeah, okay, hop on the mic. Like, let's do it. It
That's
took like
crazy.
2 hours.
So
yeah.
I feel like when you're in like songwrites, people are just looking at you like
They think I'm not doing anything. Or like they'll definitely be like, they'll like prompt me like, so Stephcynie, what do you think? What do you have going on? And so then I'll be like, oh yeah, I've got this. But I don't know why. I just write it silently in my brain. Like singing it out loud. Whenever I sing out loud while I'm writing, I feel like the song doesn't come out as good.
interesting.
Yeah. So
But how do you hit those notes when you're thinking them? You know what I'm saying?
I just like visualize it. It's really weird, but it
Mm.
works especially if I'm writing lyrics silently. I feel like my lyrics are better.
Cause just like you're not releasing no energy out in your music, you like channel.
Yeah, I think that's probably why.
Yeah, I feel like we're muses anyway, and we just
Yeah.
have to like open our channel up. So that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope, creative way.
So that's how that song came about.
My favorite song is "Losing You."
That is my
Yes.
jam. Okay, so
Yes.
Losing You came because have y'all heard of Nao? Nao?
Neo?
Okay, she's
Think
from. Okay,
Yeah.
she's from.
Deco's over here like, that's my shit. So now we gotta get on it because
She's
Deco's.
from, I think the UK.
Okay.
And so there was this period in life for like 2 years where I was like exclusively listening to Neo, and that song is in the style of Neo.
Wow. Okay.
So,
I got to listen to Neo now.
yeah, you
okay.
gotta go check Neo.
That song,
She's
I'll mess with that
fired.
song. That song's hard.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I know.
What up, Neo? Let's work together.
Neo's dope.
She's so dope.
Wow.
Are you struggling with oral composition?
La la la.
Well, we've got mixers for that.
What's your musical influences? Like, what inspires you, like, to write as far as musical influences?
So my favorite singer of all time is Sarah Vaughan.
Dope.
Yeah, and so she and Ella Fitzgerald are actually the reasons why I sing the kind of music I sing now, because I was originally on track to be an opera singer.
Wow. I can hear it in the voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you hit that. You hit that.
my high school teachers were all pissed when I went to school for jazz, because they were just like, what are you doing? Because I got like math scholarships to conservatories.
Did you?
I have student loans because I went to school for jazz. Like, I could have went to school for free.
You know
and I
what's so
didn't.
funny? Like, that's so true. Like, because I went to school. Shouts out Cedar Valley College. Shouts out Dr. Bogle, too. Dope jazz musician. But, like, there was Dr. Germany. He was, like, the classical guy. And then Bogle was, like, the jazz guy. Like,
Clash.
their worlds do not get along, man. They just do not
They planets.
like each other's
They're like
stuff,
orbit
man.
around each other.
It doesn't work. Like, classical people like, you do jazz?
Like,
people-
also, that is not easy. So get out of here.
It's
with
not.
The, do you do jazz?
The jazz people were just like, they're like the coolest people though. They like so laid back.
Super laid back.
And just like, oh yeah, classical. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
most people who play jazz have to know how to play classical. But most people who play classical don't have to know how to play jazz.
I agree.
And so they don't, a lot of people, if they don't study jazz, you don't realize how complex and intricate it is. You know what I mean?
No,
The
like, I feel
theory
like,
and
yeah,
all of that.
If you know jazz, you can like pretty much play anything.
That's
And I noticed you had Blaylock playing a lot with you. Shouts out Blaylock.
That's my
Yes,
brother.
that's Jack. I mean, Dynamo. Woo.
Yeah.
Shout out Dynamo.
Hey, Dynamo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like they have two different laws they abide by. I feel like jazz. I love jazz because it's super improv, and I love classical because it's super structured. Because it's like this relaxes you and puts you in a different type of mode. Like if you're driving in traffic with classical music, you drive different than jazz.
Yeah.
Very true. Classical music, I think it helped you focus better.
It definitely does.
I drive way better when I'm classical.
And studying.
So
And
all you
just
road
relax.
ragers out there, classical music will get you through the traffic.
I actually read that the closest genre of music to classical was heavy metal, and I was like,
I
"What?"
can see that. If you really listen to heavy metal,
Fax machine.
and there's just like the lines, especially that the guitar players play, it's very classical. Like if you strip it down and just like get rid of all the extra around it, you're just
Yeah.
like, oh.
It's aggressive classic.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
For real, that's so hard to like imagine because.
No, even bands like Yes, it's like classical and rock.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like progressive rock. They got jazz in there. They got classical. They got all kinds. They just experiment. You know what I'm saying? It's, well, shouts out, yes. Shouts out John Anderson, man. Hop on the track with me,
Even
man.
Queen, I feel like even Queen kind of,
Queen.
they kind of intersected the classical
Oh
and rock
yeah, no,
Oh,
they really
for sure.
for sure.
and jazz. Even jazz, they had a lot of jazz like bits in there.
They
Queen
got an
is
album
hard.
called Jazz.
Queen is hard to sing and play. Like they are no slouches. For
Have you
sure.
seen the movie?
I haven't
Bite-
seen it.
yeah.
I
Oh
haven't
my
seen it.
God,
Love
it's,
it.
it's so good.
It's great.
It's really good.
great.
It's kind of sad, but it's really good though
But yeah,
overall.
I can imagine it being
R.I.P.
sad.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, man, legend, goat.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Music. I'm releasing my own music in 2021, so I'm taking my time with that. Building up a lot of content behind the scenes so I can like release it and not be stressed. And then pay to play 2021 because that
Nice.
takes a lot of planning.
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure that Pay to Play 2021 is going to be.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope the hope is that I can have like 2 or 3 headliners instead of one, and then some like other artists that aren't headlining, and then also still keep the creators around. So
is it going to kind of like turn into like a festival?
it's
kinda
supposed to.
thing?
That is the goal.
That's gonna be
In
amazing.
the next 2 or 3 years, I want it to be like
So
a
how many
legit
artists you
festival.
really like Like,
I mean,
it's
I'm
like-
talking like Coachella vibes or like Lollapalooza.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, and it's
Oh.
like, is it like Nashville artists or is it like just
Eventually, it'll be like artists. Period.
artists?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You got artists in mind?
I'm gonna have to, yeah.
Heru, Heru.
Slide some artists in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's them right there.
Yeah.
They're really dope. Really
Gotta get
dope.
foundation on there. Man, I just want just dope artists. Like, you know, it's not going to be exclusive to independent artists as it grows, but I will always have something that is catered to helping independent artists win. You know
Got
what
a
I mean?
special heart, special place in her heart. I mean, guys.
But I mean, those big artists sell really good tickets, which would then allow me to pay the independent artists. So we gotta like
Yeah,
get
for
them
real.
on
Get some
board.
headliners. Get some headliners. Get
know
Travis
if
Scott
you
in the
know.
building.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Travis Scott, you watching
Anderson
this?
.Paak.
Come out.
I
Anderson
feel like
.Paak.
Anderson would do it.
Woo,
Hey.
he would sell out everything.
I feel like
We just
I would
have
be
to
like,
show
we
up.
just need him.
I believe you can make that happen. Like,
I
you
think
already
so.
done work with legends in the game. I don't see why you couldn't get to Anderson. Anderson, come on, man.
Come on,
come
Anderson.
to
Pay to
bro.
play, please.
Come on,
play.
man. Make history.
Yeah, I love
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
I love that.
I heard one of your songs. It's called Atlanta. You know what I'm
that's my
saying?
jam.
Tell
I
me
just
about
heard that.
that.
That's a dope track.
What's your experience in Atlanta? You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
What's-
so the story behind this is really funny.
ATL shawty.
Originally the song was supposed to be "People Don't Dance Anymore" because like I feel like when people go out to parties, they just stand around.
You know, that's so true. You know what? I had to learn. You look a lot more weird when you're not dancing.
It's so true.
You just gotta
You
dance.
look awkward as fuck.
Yeah, like just a group. So anyway, I was like, I want to write a song about how people don't dance. And then I was watching Atlanta.
Yes, I love that show.
And then I was like, okay, so I came up with the chorus. But the episode I was watching was when I think Childish Gambino and his girlfriend, they were about to break up or something like that. I forget what episode that was. And so I ended up writing a breakup song instead. But that is the only song on the record that has no personal like
Connection.
experience. Like it's not about like all the other songs on that EP are about a person, and that song is just because I was watching Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
All
you
right.
said like you can go back to Atlanta, so I thought it was about
Yeah, nah.
your experience.
Have you
or
ever?
something.
Did you live there any?
No.
No. Oh, okay. All right, I feel you. No,
It's
That's
like
cool,
a true
though.
creative muse
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I love it.
Temporary. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
about a person for
that's
sure.
about a
That's
person,
about
okay.
multiple people.
Yeah, that song go hard too. You got a
It's
lot of
like-
songs
it
that
got
go
some-
hard.
yeah,
They
it
got some
some
slappers in there.
on there.
Come on, slappers.
We
Yeah.
was listening to you at like 2 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like vibing. Yeah.
Yeah, we was out. We
It actually
was out.
gave us more energy because
Yeah,
we
it
was
did,
already
though.
hyped. And it was like, believe I'm a dream.
Where was we at, bro? We was at
It was
White
a White Castle.
We
It
was
was
at
in the drive-thru, like,
Listen
yeah.
to Dreamer.
They were probably like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, I'm a dreamer too. I'm flipping these burgers, trying to get to my dream. For all the dreamers, shout out to the dreamers. You know, I feel like anybody can make it if they stay consistent, got a good team, keep
Don't
their mind
give up.
focused, stay motivated. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah, especially in the pandemic time.
Yes, especially if you're an independent artist, because you can get discouraged real quick.
Yeah.
So what motivates you every day?
So my relationship with God, I pray daily, and that's the first thing I do in the morning.
That's up.
And then my parents, they're very encouraging. So I don't have the kind of parents that's like, you just need to give this up. They're just very like, so when's the next thing? You know, what are you doing? You know?
That's good to
great.
have. Not
So-
just parent support.
Yeah, and my
Yes.
my younger brother is super supportive. He's like, he thinks I can do anything. So I think I just have a really good tribe, like blood related tribe. And then I also have a really good tribe of friends. So we're all very like, we check on each other, we send each other music. We're always like, what are you doing? And if somebody's kind of like, oh, I'm just feeling down and I don't want to create, it's like, nah, bro. You got to push through it, even if it comes out and it sucks. Like, you just can't let your brain sit in this time, and you can't soak up the social media stuff and watch the news. Like, you just got to protect your peace and your space. So that's kind of what keeps me motivated. I don't spend a lot of time on the news. I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter. Twitter can be toxic for people.
Twitter.
Instagram is
Social
like
media.
Twitter is like another world.
Yeah,
man.
Twitter-
Just people spazzing out thoughts.
yeah, they'll just go
Just
and
living
you're-
in somebody's brain. It's like,
and they share a lot of fake news. So you think there's a lot of fake news on Instagram, but Instagram I feel like it's just more people, memes and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I
on
think Twitter
Twitter,
got the
people
memes.
share whatever, and then they'll hold fast to it like this is true, and you're just like, I can literally go to the source and show you how not true this is.
Facts.
And then
think
you're
people
still
do-
gonna say it's true. So
people
you're
don't
just
do
like, I have
research no
time.
more.
No.
I mean, people just like to believe whatever they hear first. You know what I'm saying?
There was a meme, not a meme. It's like a, whatever. I guess it's a meme. A story about Kelly Clarkson picking up Donald Trump a couple years ago, but like as a kid, and people were circulating it.
What the
Like
fuck?
it was like a couple years ago, Kelly Clarkson picked up a young kid who only had like $5 and blah 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 blah, and that kid is Donald Trump, and
What?
people were like, "See," and I was like, "Are you?"
That don't even make sense.
That don't even make sense at all.
Like, Donald
Was she
Trump's
like
way
50
older than
years
Kelly
younger than
Clarkson.
That's
him?
what
are
I'm
you talking
saying. I'm
about?
like, Donald Trump is old.
What kind of who?
But people
Man,
were like,
fake
"Oh,
news,
this is
man.
real."
People are
This
so
really-
gullible and naive nowadays.
They don't care.
They don't, because I think Google kind of like made everybody dumb down too. Because it's like, I can just Google it, but you look at the first thing you Google,
Exactly.
it's probably fake news.
And
You gotta-
because you got ads, people pay for that stuff to be at the top,
Exactly.
and yeah.
Yeah, but I like that quote you have for your life. He was like, when I think your father got in an accident a while back, and it kind of motivated you, and you had this quote. It's like, life continues, but it's on how you respond to it.
Yeah. Me and my dad were really, really close when I was younger. So I was daddy's girl. And if for anyone who has dealt with a loved one who experiences brain trauma, you know that they're never the same. Even if
Definitely
they
can
like,
relate to that.
yeah.
Definitely.
So he's still alive, and he's like, my parents are still married, and we have good conversation, but he's not the same person. And so having to go through that happened when I was 17. So having to go to college and
leave
like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And like kind of trying to hold on to the old relationship that wasn't there. And like, I was willing to kind of give up on going to school for jazz, and I was going to stay in Houston. And my mom was like, nope, that's not the plan.
Shouts out
And
moms.
yeah, shout out to my mom.
Yeah, encouragement.
And so, that's kind of where my resiliency comes from. It's just like in the midst of that, and even with him, because it took him about 10 years before he got to a place of like where he seems normal.
Right. Do you remember y'all?
He always remembered us, but he forgot a lot of things that
Precious
had happened.
memories and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So, and he for a long time would forget. His short-term memory was really bad. So just imagine like having a full conversation with someone and then talking to them the next day, and they're like, "We never talked about that." You know what I mean?
Like, it'll be a deep conversation.
Yeah. Or then he would get mad at me because he would be like, "You didn't tell me this, this, and this," and I'm like, "But I did tell you." And
So you
so
gotta
then
put
we would
sticky
get in,
notes in it.
yeah, but we would get in arguments
Wow.
because he thought that he was normal. So it's one of those things where it's like he had a brain injury, but he didn't realize he had a brain injury. So he
Oh,
thought he was
wow.
normal, and so he would just be
Yikes.
like, "You never tell me anything," and I'm like, "I literally told you this." So then I had to like deal with that.
Patience and stuff. Yeah.
And so, it's like, man, I don't have my dad. And he was like my champion. Like, I'm supposed to do music. And he had done a lot in the entertainment industry. So I was expecting to be able to like pull on him.
Of course.
Man, I can relate
Couldn't
to
do
that.
that.
And he's your
So
mentor
heavy.
too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
That's a similar story with my dad.
yeah. It's hard.
Yeah, his dad's a musician as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
He inspired him actually to be a musician. So.
Shouts out Carl Marshall.
Come on, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. But
Yeah.
that's why I am how I am.
Yeah, you're super motivated, super positive. I would say you're one of the dopest positive people I know.
Aw,
so yeah,
thanks.
definitely.
Yeah, gotta stay positive.
You got
Bringing the energy to the room this morning. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we had like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
you know?
y'all ain't slept.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's an amazing story for both of you guys. I'm hearing what you're saying too. But also, I think the thick skin comes from you living in New York City for 8 years,
Yes.
dealing with that cold weather and
Oh
everything.
my gosh.
So
And
Even
the
the people.
people.
even more so, right?
That was that sad shit.
No nonsense, New Yorkers. New Yorkers are great though.
Yes.
Man, I feel like, man, how y'all think I would do in New York, man? I don't think.
I feel like you'll prosper in
I
New
think
York.
you'd be
Yeah, you'd
fine.
be good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm too like, hey yo, what's up, man?
Nah,
and they're just like,
like-
nah, bro.
New Yorkers
Well,
aren't
you'd have to
mean,
speed up your
though.
pace though. A little
Yeah,
bit.
you're a little slow.
You can't be texting. You can't text on the sidewalk. They'll push you out the way.
Yeah.
I feel like you do got a southern drawl, so they be like, huh? Huh?
They be like, speak faster.
Yeah,
I got places to be.
Nah, man, it just.
You talk just like that. Nah, I'm good, bro.
We out here in the South, baby.
Yeah.
You could probably live upstate New York. You know what I mean? Right?
Oh yeah.
Upstate Sound. Shout out to Upstate
It's probably
Sound.
a little slower there. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little bit. It's cold though.
They have to. I feel like I have to like make them slow down if I can. Like it's they'd have to come into the world of Perb. Like
the world of Perb.
I get you in New York. You know what I'm saying? But Perb's here, baby.
Yeah. It's a Perb life, baby.
Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's chill out. Y'all stressing too much, man. I know y'all trying to get on the subway, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's all close.
I think it's a good idea, but it won't work.
All right, bro. I can't be a dreamer, man. I can't be a dreamer.
So where can we find your music?
On all the platforms. So Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Pandora, you know, whatever.
And pronounce your name again and spell it for people.
Stephcynie. It's Stepcynie, and you just think like Stephcynie.
Yeah, I seen the
my shirt.
in the shirt too.
Yeah. I have a shirt with it phonetically because I'm like, you people.
No, you for real. People, you know, it's hard.
They're like Stephanie,
it's hard for people.
Destiny, Bethany. I didn't say any of that.
Especially, okay.
Especially.
Something to rhymes with, especially legacy. What would you want your legacy to be when you leave here?
Ooh, this is a good question. I think I want my legacy to be that everything that I've done and everything that I am brought joy and peace to everyone. So, like, I believe my purpose in life is to bring joy into the lives of the people that I encounter. So,
I like that.
If what I do doesn't do that, and if my presence doesn't do that, then I'm off. And so I want to be remembered for the person who like brought joy.
Man, who is man? I feel like she like some alter ego of me or something. I would say the same thing, man. I feel like my purpose here is to like uplift the vibration of earth and others around me. I feel you on that definitely. Yeah. I'm all about unity. You know what I'm saying?
UNITY.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
You bringing life to the planet.
Definitely, I feel like musicians are like archangels. We are here to uplift people.
For sure.
Yeah. I can't imagine an archangel being here to tear down people.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are here to use our powers for good.
Yeah, you help bring people through the stuff, you know.
Because there's suffering in every part of life. So you need somebody to bring you up in every part, in every stage. Definitely.
To affirm you.
Exactly.
All of it. Yeah.
Healing with sounds.
Yeah. Heel hop.
Heel hop. I like that.
Bro, that light shining different today, man.
Because you ain't slept.
Yeah, right. You on Good Morning USA. Well, we are honored to have you. Thank you for coming and blessing our set like this. Been a lovely time. Let them know one more time where they can find you.
You can catch me at Stephcynie.com, and then Instagram and Twitter is at Stephcynie. I'm the only one in the world that I know of, so that's probably me if you Google me.
That's dope.
That's dope. Yeah. Well, this has been the MC2MC podcast. Bless up. Don't forget to subscribe. Push that notification button and let you know what's popping next time we come out. Forget to put comments and let us know what we think about Stephcynie, you know, and pay to play and independent artists.
And share the video, guys.
Definitely share with your friends.
Put it on all your things.
I love you. I love you all.
Peace.
Segue. All right.
Peace out.
Peace out.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the episode, leave us a thumbs up and comment below if you have any ideas on what we can do next time.
Please subscribe and hit the notification. MC2MC give you motivation.
Heru.